You ever notice how the moment something gets hard, you start questioning if it's even for you? Like, maybe this isn't my thing. Maybe I'm not built for this. What if that exact feeling is the proof you're finally doing something that matters? I've been thinking about this a lot. There's this quiet belief people have that if they're on the right path, it should feel somewhat smooth. Like, yeah, it'll take effort, but it shouldn't feel mentally frustrating all the time. But that's not how it works. If you actually want to get somewhere, build something, improve at something, become something, you need to understand this upfront. It's supposed to be difficult. Not sometimes, not just at the start, consistently. You're gonna have moments where nothing clicks, where you feel stuck, where you're putting in effort and not seeing results. That's not you failing. That's the environment where growth actually happens. Because if it didn't feel like this, you wouldn't be changing. If everything felt smooth, predictable, easy, you'd just be repeating what you already know. There'd be no pressure to adapt, no reason to think differently, no reason to improve. So that feeling where things aren't clicking, where it feels like you're forcing it, that's not a bad sign. That's you stretched past your current level. And that stretch, that uncomfortable space where you're not quite good yet, but you're not where you used to be either. That's where all progress actually happens. Most people just don't stay there long enough because your brain is built for efficiency. It wants patterns, it wants what's familiar, it wants to conserve energy. So the second you step outside of that, trying something new, pushing yourself, it pushes back. That pushback, that's the work. And this isn't just opinion. You'll hear people like Andrew Huberman talk about this. How stress and discomfort are required for your brain to actually adapt and change. No stress, no adaptation. So when it feels hard, you're not off track. You're finally in the right place. Here's the part most people don't realize. You're not stuck because it's hard. You're stuck because you keep reacting to the fact that it's hard. That's it. That one mistake right there is why people stay in the same place for years. Because they start making decisions based on how they feel in the moment. And feelings are unstable. One day you feel motivated, next day you don't. One day everything feels clear, next day you're doubting everything. If your actions follow that, your progress becomes inconsistent. You're moving forward one day, pulling back the next. And over time, that cancels itself out. So it's not that you're not capable, it's that your actions aren't stable enough to compound. And that all traces back to this one thing. You haven't separated how you feel from what you do. Because you can't control the outcome. Because you can't control the emotion. You can't wake up and decide, I'm never going to feel frustrated again. I'm always going to be composed. That's not real. You're going to feel frustration, doubt, pressure, moments where you question everything. And that part is automatic. But there's always a moment right after, a small gap, where you decide your next move. And most people lose right there. They feel frustration and then act from it. They stop, they hesitate, they overthink, they distract themselves. Now, it's not the difficulty that stopped them, it's their reaction to it. Pattern, interrupt, perspective flip. And this is where people get it wrong. Struggling does not make you better. Most people struggle and stay exactly the same. The difference is simple. Can you feel all that and still move correctly? Because two people can feel the exact same frustration. One of them shuts down, avoids, and delays, and the other feels it and keeps executing or adjusts and keep going. Same feeling, different result. And that's why two people can start at the same level and end up in completely different places. Not because one avoided difficulty, both of them felt it, but one of them learned how to move through it, and the other one kept reacting to it. That's a split. It's not talent, it's not luck. It's how you handle that moment after the feeling hits. And if you zoom out for a second, that moment shows up everywhere. In the gym, in work, in relationships, in anything that actually requires growth. There's always a point where it stops feeling exciting and starts feeling like effort. That's where people check out. Not because they can't do it, but because they didn't expect to feel like this for this long. And this shows up heavily with content creation. You sit there thinking, this isn't good enough. This isn't hitting. Why is this not working? You feel like you're forcing it, like you're not improving fast enough. That's not a signal to stop. That's the exact point where most people quit. So the mental shifts, instead of, why does this feel so hard? It becomes, good, it's supposed to feel like this. And then immediately, what's my next move? Next time you feel that frustration, don't try to remove it. Just do this: pause for a second and separate the feeling from the decision. Then ask, what would I do right now if I wasn't feeling this? And do that because you're not trying to become emotionless. You're trying to become someone who can feel everything and still move correctly. So when it feels difficult, when it feels frustrating, don't take that as a warning sign. That's confirmation. You're in the right part that actually matters. So don't sit in it. Make your next move.